Hey, what's up, folks? My name is Roque, and we'll be starting Dread Week in just a second here. Hey, Croy. What's up, folks? Let's make sure that connects. There we go. Chat's all good. Freaking Deacon. Alright. Play that. That's an Unreal 4 tech demo right there. What the hell, Deacon? I gotta hope that doesn't mess me up. Alright, so let's jump right into it. Hello, and everybody, welcome to Dread Week. I got some topics to cover for you here today. First thing I wanted to go over was the skill tree. Without further ado, let's get right into it. So this information comes from Horse Joke. It's a direct quote from Discord. I asked him a question about the skill tree. I wanted to know if he was working on any translation or localization for the skill tree recently, because that's what he does at Snail. And this is what he said. Hold on. Sorry about that. Is that better? I hope that's better. Okay, so first thing is that when I asked him about the skill tree, here's what he said. He said one of the skill trees, or one of the fundamental trees that everybody will be incidentally leveling up while pretty much doing anything, is the staff node. The skill trees are called nodes, by the way. It's a new name for them. But within the combat group, there is a skill tree for staves. I don't know how to say that. Which grant access to crafting recipes for higher tier staffs that can be fitted with various crystals that allow the casting of different spells. Skill trees in Dark and Light are called nodes. There's the quote. So it's a whole tree. That was just a high level look at what leveling up with the tree will give you. It's more than just one skill. So from the sounds of it, well, first off, just by that, the staff skill tree and the combat of that's going to be based off of a system similar to like Albion Online. Definitely similar to Albion Online in that. And I found it interesting what he was saying about the crystals. Fitting those into different staves will allow you to cast different spells. That sounds really interesting. So, oh, in this next part, he says most skills manifest as crafting recipes one way or another, and then you kind of create skills and spells and equipment. It's a pretty unique system. You need materials to craft anything, including the catalyst for spells. So in that sense, I'm thinking it's more of like a Mortal Online thing where you need regions to cast spells. I'm getting that from the you need materials to craft anything, including the catalyst for spells part. It sounds like we might be using resources as a form of, you know, casting spells. And he also said, when I asked him if there was like a mana system, because I got curious after that, he said there is a kind of mana system, but you won't usually require anything more than that. We don't have any spell customization at the moment. Abilities need to be readable and flashy. Having a bunch of colors for the same spell would be super confusing. That response in particular was to somebody else, but that was added on to the mana system after that. Somebody else asked if there would be like spell customization, and it turns out there's not going to be. They were thinking it'd be pretty cool if instead of like, you know, a generic fireball being cast out of your staff or something, you could maybe have like a fire serpent, or maybe an eye, or like a fire shard made of fire. That's what I was thinking of, at least. But anyway, moving on. So that's some information we got about the skill tree. the next thing I wanted to tell you about was the leveling system. So there seems to have been some changes added to the leveling system. Yeah, correct. He said, let me look at that again. Within the combat group, there is a skill tree for staves, which grant access to crafting recipes for higher tier staves, damn it, that can be fitted with various crystals to allow the casting of different spells. So what I was thinking about that, so I guess we're going to be able to craft fire crystals and water crystals and all kinds of stuff like that, light and dark crystals, and fit those into our staffs from that quote. It kind of seems like, wait a minute, where was that skills part? I think that's lower in my list. But there was a part in there that said that we might have to craft skills too. If I remember right. I don't know. We'll take that as not confirmed right now because I can't remember where that was. But anyway, moving on to the leveling system though. Yeah, he said that there were some changes made to the leveling system. The way leveling works, his quote exactly is, "The way leveling works now is cool because, much like the Elder Scrolls, it rewards you for doing stuff you're already doing instead of just killing infinite goblins to somehow level up your basket weaving." Thought that was pretty neat. And then he replied to someone else saying, I don't remember what the question they were asking was, but they said not. He said not with the way the leveling system works now. There should be no need to respec unless you put all of your attributes into your mana pool and you never plan on casting a single spell. I guess that'd be pretty counterproductive. So it sounds like we won't have to really respec all too often. It sounds like we should be fine with whatever system they put in. Sounds like they got a good system for it so far. Hopefully. Because we haven't gotten much information from them yet. Still waiting. But hopefully they give us something soon, like an EA date. Release date would be great. Some gameplay videos, all that would be fantastic. So there's also a new quest system. That's the next topic. There's a quest system in the game now. And it's weird because it was recently added. At first, Horse Joke said a few weeks ago that it was just mainly going to be tutorial based, but I have an exact quote right here. Earlier this year, there wasn't even a quest system in place. The team came up with some informal tutorial dialogue and basic tasks. The actual quest system is really new, and it still mostly covers tutorial stuff and basic mechanics, but the framework is there to expand on if players respond to it well, and if the team wants to continue working with it. You could completely ignore it if you want, blaze through it, or do bits and pieces of it over time. You're not restricted in any way but the tutorial or stuck in a tutorial zone or something. It's there to help to new players. Right? Soon trademark. Yeah, hopefully we get some new stuff soon. Hopefully. But yeah, so looks like we got a quest system now. Not just for tutorials, but they might be expanding on that and adding all kinds of new quests out into the game world. We'll have to see on that one, because originally it was advertised that there wouldn't be any quests. Unofficially though, I don't know if Horse ever said officially that it wasn't going to have quests in it. I think that might have been said in a Q&A. I'll have to go back and find that. If I find something, I'll put it down in the video description. Yeah, I hope they do good quests too. I really do. So the next topic, taming. There's just a little bit of information on the taming system. He said, taming is a pretty big deal. Even though you definitely don't have to do it, having a bunch of pets and mounts will make you feel pretty awesome. Goblins aren't tameable, makes sense. But you can still interact with them in ways that don't involve putting your robe and wizard hat on and turning them into a fine mist. So I just want to stop there really quick, because that sounds like I think someone commented on this one time and said that the taming system's starting to sound like an ARC's version of taming. And I think what they meant by that was not like we'd have to, knock the animal out and then sit and wait there while feeding them and feeding narcotics to keep them unconscious, but more in the sense that you probably are going to have a vast array of pets, which is what it's sounding like from this. When he said taming is a pretty big deal, even though you definitely don't have to do it, having a bunch of pets and mounts will make you feel pretty awesome. it sounds like there isn't going to be a limit to them. So you probably see a lot of that going on if there isn't a limit to how many you can have, which I don't think we ever actually officially asked that before this. So, hey, you might see a lot of people running around with pets and mounts and stuff right off the bat, if there's some easy ones to tame. Yeah, it was supposed to be a sandbox. Quests are, I don't know, kind of a different story when it comes to sandboxes, you know? But, someone asked him also about the map size about a week ago, and he gave the reply, I can't give, Horse Joke said, I can't give a number, but it's definitely bigger than 1 kilometer times 2. 1 kilometer times 2. So we're still looking at a bigger than 1 kilometer. It was so weird how I wrote that. I said 1K km 2. I don't know what that means. No. Oh, 1,000 kilometers times 2. Okay, that's what I meant. Okay, sorry about that. So we're still looking to be bigger than that in terms of map size. So if they hold true to that, then the map size is going to be pretty freaking big. If I'm thinking about it right. Because I've been trying to compare like DayZ, like how, not the standalone, because I didn't really like the standalone, but I'm talking about Arma 2 DayZ back in the day. Well, actually the standalone would be a good example too, because that map was even bigger. But, well, felt bigger at least. But like traversing the map, running like 8 kilometers in one of those games would take you, you know, like probably an hour or two. So I was thinking if there's like 1,000 kilometers in Dark and Light, it'd probably take you a very long time to traverse the map overall. I can't learn the math. Oh, 1,000 kilometers squared. Damn it. I'm sorry. I didn't pay attention in class, okay? I did like math though. But so yeah, so I'm thinking it's gonna be pretty big. Hopefully. We'll have to see though. Oh, but we got some updates on the guild system. So guilds are officially known as houses now. It's kind of, you know, iffy, but okay. So yeah, guilds are known as houses. We're still working on the faction restrictions for things like houses/guilds and whatnot, Horse said. So I don't have a definitive answer for you. Sorry. I don't remember what that question was. The question was before that, but that was the answer he gave. That also let us know that guilds are now known as houses. Okay, next thing. So this is some information on the building system, because RP Girl was asking if we'd be able to build castles, and she was under the impression that we wouldn't be. And Horse Joke said in response that he never said you couldn't build castles, and they started joking a little bit. But after that he said, for real though, there are a few different tiers of materials for construction, which we already went over in the last video. Components are usually shared between the tiers, and you kind of make your own thing. So pillars, walls with viewports, and many more. So that part right there I want to stop at. Pillars, walls, viewports, whatnot. Mainly the pillars and walls thing. So that almost leads me to believe that there might be a physics system in the game, similar to like Rust, where if you knock down, you know, pillars, the whole thing would come crashing down. Probably Arc 2, but I haven't really messed around with it too much to know. I've forgotten how the physics work in Arc. But yeah, it's starting to sound like there may be an actual physics system like that. And from the unconfirmed gameplay that we received yesterday, it actually looks like physics do come into play like that. So you might see a lot of that going on, which means you might have to go into your, you know, survival sandbox mindset where you have to put double pillars down or double walls, make sure your foundation's really secure, that sort of thing. Because that could definitely be a possibility. Or it could be like Worm system, where even though you do build pillars and, you know, walls and whatnot, all of that individually, if somebody tears down like the bottom floor, for instance, the second floor and floors above it will still be intact, which would look kind of weird, but still, there's two possibilities. Okay, next thing though. So this topic is about faction cities. So, oh, and you know what? Let me just go ahead and switch screens really quick. Because we're about to get to the UI topic. Alright, anyway. So, faction cities. This was just a short comment. This isn't really any new information on it. But, Horse Joke said, sieging may be a thing, which I'm very excited about. He was talking about the faction cities when he said that. He said, go ahead and siege Zarahul if you want. Just try not to poke any of the guards. They're kind of OP right now. Which, you know, I kind of expect that. That'll be fine. That'll be fine. But so earlier, like way back when, sieging cities and whatnot, that was said to not be a thing. There was no, well, I don't know about sieging, but fighting wasn't going to be a thing. But it looks like it might actually be a thing now. Hopefully, here's to hoping. I mean, that could get a little out of hand if there's like destruction in the cities and whatnot too, because oh my god, we would tear that thing up. We would tear those cities apart. Oh my god. And yeah, we got the leaks. Quick though, before I show you guys this Cyclops stuff. Soon screen. I had pictures of the starter cities. They're only up for 10 seconds before they switch pictures, but to the left you have Zerahul, the Dwarven Fortress, and to the right we got revealed the Elven City. That's Estelle right there. There's another picture of Estelle. So it's looking really good right now. Hopefully we get some more pictures of that soon. It's looking really nice. Alright, so back to this. Let's see here. Okay, so yeah, the next thing is the UI. So this is some unconfirmed footage, gameplay footage that we received yesterday. We're not yet sure if it's real or not, considering it was leaked by a man named Victor Z, who right now doesn't appear to have any relation to Snail. But this is what we got. So similarities. The Cyclops standing right there, and in this next picture I'm about to show you, looks exactly like the Cyclops we've seen in the MMORPG article pertaining to the creatures of Dark and Light. So we know that there is something that looks like this in Dark and Light, and you know, the UI could, you know, even though we haven't seen the real UI of Dark and Light yet, this kind of looks like it could be very well the UI of Dark and Light. But I wanted to break it down. These icons over here, I kind of figured it out, I think. I thought originally, before I continue, that there wouldn't be any dynamic weather or any weather system whatsoever in the game, but this kind of made me believe that there would be. And Croy also said that weather was confirmed, but dynamic weather wasn't, I believe. Am I right on that, Croy? I hope I'm right. But so the icons going left to right, pointing my mouse at them. So we got I think this is thirst. Either this one is thirst or the one to the far right is thirst. We got thirst, health, hunger, experience for the brain, temperature, rain. Then we got oxygen for that, looks kind of like a lung icon right there. And then of course you got weight. So it does look like a, you know, Survival X-esque UI right there. Looks like it could definitely be a survival game, also Dark and Light. Right below that looks like there's a experience bar of some sort or something like that. You got the server time in the top right here, looking pretty good. Probably gonna tell you when, you know, it's day or night and vice versa. Gotcha. Thank you, Croy. So he said random weather was confirmed. Sweet. And oh, one thing I wanted to say though is, if this is Dark and Light, one thing that worried me was the skill bar. You can't really see it too well because Victor's screen cuts off at that point, but I was worried that we wouldn't have enough room for skills, because you can see there's only 10 buttons there. So, you know, it's just standard survival skill bar looking like right there. So I was just thinking to myself, where would we put, you know, skills and whatnot? But we might have combos, you know, like in BDO and whatnot and other games like that. We might have combos, or there might be something else in place to use skills. We know that there is a skill tree in the game though, so there's got to be some kind of system for that. Or they'll probably combine this bar with, you know, like your items that you want to use, consumables and weapons and whatnot. Hopefully though you have at least an option to you know, use more bars, because I know people are going to want to switch weapons and tools and whatnot on the fly without having to traverse through the inventory all the time, because that would just be annoying. Oh, I've covered moon cycles and I forgot. Whoops. That would be pretty cool if moon cycles cover or affect the weather too. That would be pretty sweet. But yeah, this is the first picture, and this is just a closer look at the gameplay footage I showed out yesterday, and that we all saw. And this is the second one. You get a clear view at the Cyclops, and you know, one thing I wanted to point out, that rock in the back of him to the right, that looks really similar to like a rock you'd see in Ark, you know? And that kind of made me, you know, excited a little bit, because I like the gathering system Ark. I've been playing it for a little bit, testing out the Unreal 4 engine. It's gotten some improvements since its release, by the way, so I'm hoping that progress will transfer over to Dark and Light and its Unreal 4 engine. But yeah, it looks like we might have like a similar gathering system to it. Might even have a similar mount riding system, judging by the Bronto video that we got yesterday as well. If you want to look at that, that's on Victor Z's Twitter and on my previous video as well. But yeah, it's looking similar to Ark in a lot of different ways. I hope beyond hope that this is real, because we need some gameplay. We just need something, you know? Well, we don't need it, I guess. It's just we really, really want it. Like, dying here. Anyway. Let's see, what's the next thing? We're almost done. Okay, so yeah, wait a minute. Oh, yeah, and this next topic is about temperature, funnily enough. So I think Horse Joke asked someone about temperature, and he said this. Temperature? Definitely. You can cause some extreme conditions in small areas for a short period with fire/ice spells, but no large-scale weather changes at the moment. So that sounds pretty good. That sounds like it's leaning towards a suggestion that people were making earlier in the weeks about a system like Divinity Original Sin, if you guys have played that, where if you let's say you cast a lightning spell on a pile of water, it would electrocute the entire pool, or something like that. That would be pretty cool to see in Dark and Light as well. It doesn't sound like it's going to be, done to that extent, or if you explode a poison cloud, it's going to turn into an explosion or something. But it does sound like it's getting close. If we can at least affect small areas with fire and ice spells, that'd be sweet. Maybe we can walk over, lands of water just by freezing it down. That'd be pretty sweet. Okay, so this next one is an update on the file size. Last time we were told that the file size was 50 gigabytes. It is now 50.5 gigabytes, but Horse says that they still need to work on optimization, and he also says that builds are being sent out left and right to him and other staff members, so they're still testing it and whatnot. But it looks like it's going to be a pretty big game, and I didn't know this because I was assuming that was going to be like a huge download, but I actually checked yesterday, and Ark is actually 61.2 gigabytes, but I don't remember that download being that big. It was like, nah. So So it's probably just going to be a short download, but by the end of it, it'll probably total out to 50 gigabytes or something close to that. That's probably what's going to happen. Which is perfectly fine. I'm fine with that. I was fine with it anyway. Like, if I was going to get a 2-hour download, I was just going to eat some chips, kick back, and just chill. But this next topic is about the press/media pre-EA copies. This is just a quick comment that Horse put in Discord. But he said press and influencers will be receiving the same build that will be uploaded to Steam. Hopefully we won't have any major updates between them getting access and officially launching the game. But we may have an embargo where they can't show anything until a certain date. But I would think it would be lifted within a reasonable amount of time within the game's launch. So that means that more than likely press and media, they'll be getting copies at some point, pre-EA copies. But we might not see gameplay and whatnot, videos and streams and whatnot, until closer to the actual EA date. We might not even get any information on it. They might be under an NDA or something like that. But we'll have to see, Also, another thing I wanted to comment on that. Horse Joke said that we'll be getting some more information by the end of the month, but he didn't say... Oh. Don't worry, Corey. It'll get there. I should go back to the screen 1 second. I'll go back to that screen. Yeah, I was just about to get to that. Well, Horse Joke said that we would be getting some more information by the end of the month, but he didn't say what kind of information it was, and I saw people bringing that up in Discord. I honestly think that if we don't get anything by the 15th, because that's what I've been hanging on to, just off of Child of Light's post. I know it's, like rumor and whatnot, but I'm just hoping that something happens by that time. But I'm kind of leaning towards we're probably not going to be seeing it this year, with the way things are going. Like, because I remember that discussion people were having in Discord a few, weeks ago, where they said that once you submit it to Steam, it still takes some time for it to be put on Steam, and there wasn't any, information about Dark and Light being on Steam yet, and they're playing things pretty close to the chest, so for all we know, it's probably not on Steam, because it seems like they're adding a bunch of changes to it right now too, so it looks like they're just developing it around the clock, probably still in development, so I'm thinking it's going to be next year for sure at this point. Even if I'm hoping for something on the 15th, I think it's going to be next year. But which is, gonna suck. But I guess we'll just have to wait. But we'll have some stuff to hold us over. Conan Exiles is coming out that I think some people are gonna be playing, and there's gonna be some other stuff too. So we'll wait. We'll wait for you, Snail. Don't worry. But yeah, that was the next thing I was gonna get to with the press and media and pre-EA copies. Also wanted to talk a little bit about the combat. Someone asked Horse recently about the combat system, how that was going to be, and he said the best description he could have is it's going to be ESO mixed with the culling and other combat-focused survival games. And I later asked, wouldn't H1Z1 or something like that be a better example for that, besides the culling, because, H1Z1 might be more popular and well-known. And he said, yeah, it's probably a better example to give. But he hasn't played much of, other survival games. So, ESO... we know how that is. It's pretty much action combat, not tab targeting per se, I don't believe. Well, kind of depends on how you look at it. Some skills I think rely on tab targeting, or you could target people with it, but it's not, it's mainly aiming. So hopefully it turns out that way. ESO mixed with the culling. I haven't played the culling before, but I know H1Z1 and other sandboxes like that, so I was thinking it'd probably be more like ESO mixed with like Arc. From the looks of the footage as well, if that's real, that's definitely what it looks like. But he also said relating to the item bar, this isn't related to the footage, but he just said some of the info I provided about Catalyst earlier today may give you some idea on how spellcasting works. So that definitely adds fuel to the thought I had earlier that you would need regents to cast spells. I definitely think that's going to be a thing. You have to craft regents and then have them in your inventory when you want to cast spells, but we'll have to see how it turns out. But it did definitely sound like that. He also said, random comment, that he can't confirm or deny dungeons at the moment, but most of the content involves being in the world as everybody else is. Being in the same world as everyone else is. God. So that means we're probably not going to see a lot of instance content, which is great. That's freaking great. It'll probably be all open world, hopefully. And yeah, I was also taking some looks at the Unreal 4 engine. It looks really good. Looks like it's got a lot of improvements since it came out, so hopefully that gets transferred over to Dark and Light. Optimization-wise, Arc seems a little better. They're still having a lot of server crashes. I mean, they were having a ton of server crashes this weekend, last week. But other than that, performance-wise, it's definitely gotten a lot better. So if you're worried about your performance, I think you'll be fine. There's going to be a lot of things to turn off, most likely, if Arc settings end up being the same as Dark and Lights. You're probably going to see a lot of that, so there'll be a lot of tweaking going on for sure. Yeah, I hope so, man. I hope it's open world. Please. Okay, and the Steam page. So we got some information on the Steam page, but this is unofficial. Let me just say that now. This is not from Horse. This is from a different source entirely. It's from a person named Child of Light on Discord. They gave us information on a company called TDK and said that TDK said that the Steam page of Dark and Light would be up on the 15th. That's why I'm hoping for the 15th, even though it hasn't been confirmed by Snail. It's just something to hope for, at least. So keep an eye on the 15th, I suppose, on Steam page, or around that time even. We might see it pop up. And they did say that, Horsejoke did say, that the Steam page would be coming up before the EA dropped. And gameplay videos would be up before the EA dropped as well. So when the Steam page drops, most likely we'll see gameplay and all that other fun stuff. Yeah, and I forgot to mention, Child of Light is also known as the Peddler of Rumors on Discord. It's a fun title. But yeah, so I'm hoping for the 15th, I really am, but still leaning towards a next year release. Depends on what we get this month in terms of information, but It's more than likely it's going to be next year. But oh, and if you don't know who TDK is, they are a online gaming associations company. They also seem to be game testers and a guild, which is pretty cool, I thought. I read a little bit about their background that was posted by Brighton Child of Light. And it seems like they've been set up for a while now. They were founded in October 1st of 2010. I also went to their website that day. We were talking about it, and they do have a real website. It's real. You could look it up. It's I don't remember what the website exactly is, but just Google TDK, and some websites should start popping up that'll show you. But yeah, this source comes from them. So Steam page probably might be on, might pop up on the 15th. Comes from TDK. And okay, so we're pretty much done with everything we had to talk about this week, but the last thing I wanted to talk about was the EA date. Oh, and Horsejoke said that the press passes haven't gone out yet. Darn. Okay, so we still got some time to wait, for sure. So yeah, if the EA date, if the Steam page doesn't drop on the 15th, then my prediction is we'll see it next year. If it does, then we may see it around Christmas or the end of the month, which would still hold true to their deadline. But we'll have to see. Everything's going to be decided on the 15th or around the 15th. We should at least get some information around that time on if there's going to be a delay or something. I would expect that at the very least. Hopefully we get some kind of information like that, but we'll have to see. But okay, I think that's everything this month. Or not month, week. Sorry, I haven't posted a video in a while, or about 2 weeks. But I was gathering some more information, all the information I could, and I don't want to ever, release a video unless I can give you a ton of information. I just want to box it all up and lay it on you. So hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully you learned something. And I'll post the link to the Q&A that I got my information from in the video description when it pops up. And I'll also post. Let's see, what else did I post? I'll find the TDK website. I'll post it in there as well, so you guys can look at it. And let's see. I think that's pretty much. Oh yeah, and I'll post the gameplay footage as well if you want to take another look at that close-up look on Victor's Twitter. Hopefully you still got that stuff up. And yeah, I think that's about it. So all right, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you'll be here to join us on the next update. It might not be weekly now. It might just be whenever we get a lot of information worth talking about. But either way, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening, and I will see you later, folks. See ya. Yep, now it's time to wait for the 15th. Let's see what happens. See you later, folks.